How did you find out that the band was looking for a drummer? And did you have to audition, or did they just already know your skills and said, "Hey, this is our guy"?
Great question. So a buddy of mine, who fellow Lunateer, my buddy Tyler Norton, he went off to Humber before I did. I took a year between going to post secondary. Tyler went right to Humber. He's a trombonist, and over the course of that, he actually went out at an earlier stage with Then Walk Off the Earth to be part of a small horn section they added to the band for Warped Tour. So he was already on their radar, and Johnny called him when they were looking for new drummers. So this is would have been shortly after we finally kind of like dissolved the Lunateers, because I was going off to music school. Everyone was going to post secondary, right? It was time to end the high school band. This would have been very shortly after that G would have called Tyler, said, "Hey, I know you've been doing the music school thing. Do you know any kind of great drummers?" And I guess I was one of the names that he tossed out there. And it never really felt like an audition. It just felt like G and I chatted so much ahead of time that it just felt like, let's get in and just do this. Like, he sent me all the songs they were working on at the time. I went nuts, creating the best parts that I could to those. And really, it was just like, we got in that first time, him, myself, and Marshall, that first time, and it just worked. There was never really any discussion. It was just like, okay, you're here now. Let's go. What are we doing? What shows we got coming up? It was that quick.
Was there a moment where it became apparent that you were officially a member, or you just stuck around and oh, I guess I'm a member, or was it a clear cut thing?
You know what? I think it was that first year of us just kind of playing shows at the Red Rooster in Burlington and other kind of bars and various things like that.
Wait. You went from the Red Rooster to Red Rocks. Is that what I'm hearing? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Started from the bottom. Yeah.
Truly, right? That first year, I think it's not like we got any new promo picks done or anything like that. I very much saw myself as in a support role to make sure that, this group could continue on and we could kind of figure out the next step. That next step ended up being us leaning harder into YouTube. And at this time, G was also starting to work with Sarah, engineering, producing her solo material. Away from the Creep Show, she had kind of, and continues to have, her own sort of acoustic singer-songwriter stuff. So he at that time was also working with Sarah. It wasn't until, and Mike Taylor had recently joined the band at that time. Mike Taylor entered the band via Johnny's sister. Here's the whole tangle of it all. Johnny's sister, who formerly was with Ryan Marshall, who was a founding member of the band. Johnny's sister, Francie, ran a thing called Stars Academy in Burlington, a dance academy, which Mike Taylor's daughter, Miley, was part of. And that's how, crazy interconnectedness there. But that was all happening, sort of thing. So there was clearly like this big reorganization of the group happening that I think in the meantime, they kind of satisfy everything on the calendar. Johnny and Marshall just kind of like kept things as the two piece. And that all changed when Sarah wasn't even officially in the band when we shot the guitar video, right? She was collabing a bunch, but at that time it was just G, Marshall, Mike Taylor, and myself. She came in for that guest appearance. And really, I think it was that moment of things hitting critical mass where that certainly felt like the right time to roll out the updated version of the band and get the new promo pics done. And everything happened from there, because like it literally was like, I'll never forget shooting that video, putting it up online. I had recently gotten into Reddit at that time. I don't know if it still is, but Reddit at that time was like one of the 3 or 5 most visited websites in the world. And I had just gotten really into Reddit, and we put up that video. And the next morning I woke up in my room and opened up Reddit, and the top of the front page, number one entry, was a Washington Post article covering our video. And what a surreal moment. And I was like, okay, you can have on Reddit, like there's everything. And then there's just your customized view. It's like, okay, surely this is just like the music subreddit and it's like my view. And like, hey, that's awesome. Somebody saw it. No, it was the number one thing on Reddit. And it was a Washington Post article. And that was the moment of like, I think things are about to change for us.